Hi everyone, welcome back to another Ivy and the Inky Butterfly picture. We're actually on the very last row of this page of flowers. You might be feeling glad that you'll be able to get the page finished, or you might be feeling sad, but don't worry, there's going to be another Johanna Basford series after this one, so it's all going to be fine. It's going to be from World of Flowers though, not this book. But if you don't have World of Flowers, you'll still be able to watch, and you might be able to use some of the tips to colour along in other books that you've got. Right, this flower here, I think this looks like it's going to be purple. It just looks like one of those sort of irises, but rather than doing it too complex, we're just going to use a few purples to make it look pretty. Now, Purple Lake Deep is my favourite. I'm going to be using a lot of that, but we're going to start with Mulberry, which is a slightly darker purpley shade, and we're going to start down here in the centre and pop some Mulberry just down in there. It's going to be really dark down there, so I'm actually going to, if I can find it, yes, grab my black, it's called Ivory black, and do a little bit now just at the bottom of that centre part, just to darken it up a little more, and then go back over with the Mulberry over both that dark bit and the other part like that. Then I'm going to do a little bit of Mulberry at the bottom of each petal, just a tad. I think they might be a little bit darker. I think I'm going to ignore these circular seeds, I'm thinking, and leave that for a minute. We'll worry about those later. Now we've got some lines here at the top, and I'm tempted to just make those a little darker too. There we go. Oh, and this one. There we go. Now, I'm trying to work out quite what's going on here. So obviously we've got the stem, and I think this is a green part of the plant holding the flower, and I think this is the sort of base of the flower. And so I'm going to colour this as if it's shadow, and then just lighten it towards the centre like that, and try and keep it a bit darker so it will sit back behind these two petals. And I'm going to now use my Purple Lake Deep, and I'm going to start here. And just take that colour up and down each petal. I am going to probably, yeah, I've got a colour, do a slightly lighter colour towards the centre. We do have a lighter colour in this set. I've got so many sets, can't always remember what's got what colour. I'm feeling quite cold. Thinking of putting a cardigan on. It's raining today. It's been quite warm weather, but I went out, I got quite wet. I did have my Mac on and put my hat up. I think for some of it, I think my hair's got a little bit wet, but my trousers got wet. My Mac, I bought a long Mac. I got really sick of my legs getting wet from my Mac. Got the lavender that we're going to use. Because the rain used to run down my Mac and then end up on my knees. So I bought one that went below my knees, but I still get a little bit wet. There's still a gap between the end of my Mac and my my top of my boots. We could leave a little gap, but I think I'm going to colour right across. If you leave a gap it will look like shine, but I'm not sure that these muted colours quite work for shine. They look pastel-y, and I think it just makes it, this just makes it look pretty, like it's different shades. Now here, I don't know if you can see, we've got a scratch in the paper, so there's a white line. Now a perfectionist would worry about that, and there is a way to deal with it, and I'll show you in a moment. I'm just colouring this one. You can colour in a different direction. If you keep colouring back and forth and up and down on it, eventually your pencil goes in and it sort of disappears, but it will mean you've got a heavier layer. So it's up to you to decide whether that's something that you want to do or not. So we're just going to do, oh, I didn't do the other one. I can do this in the lighter colour and a little bit darker at each end, and then fade towards the middle, and the same on this one. Right, and here. Sorry, you may not be able to see. Just trying to colour quite lightly and bring those colours all together. And we're going to do the same as we did down here with these turned over bits. There we go. Now these, I'm thinking black would work. We've got our black actually out, our ivory black, and we should, because we haven't pressed really hard, we should be able to get black on top of what we've done, and it should just sit there and work nicely for us. If you want, you can sort of go over these stems a bit as well, where we've coloured over them. They will be slightly less vibrant, but it's up to you. There we go. And now we need a green for our stem. So I'm having a little look and a think. You know I tend to like to do a bluey green with a purple. What haven't we used very much? Let's try the Prussian green. I have a feeling it isn't as bluey as maybe I want, but we'll have a go and see. So where these lines are is going to be our darkest area. So that's where I'm going to concentrate on layering up my green. Gosh, it's raining quite hard. I expect you can hear it on the window. I'm quite close to the window. I think I'm just going to go around the edge and then sort of fade in. I'll add in another colour. I want a bit of shadow under there. Maybe a little bit on each side of the stem. Need a sharp pencil for this. Just going to go back in just. There we go. And now I want a lighter shade. I think this might work. I'm going to try the Juniper green. It looks a little lighter. Yeah. So again, take the colour towards the centre. Try and make it darker on the edges. Same here, I don't want a white line, but I can have it paler, like that. Now, I feel that this could do with a few white dots in the black stamen. Bear with me, I'll just find my pen. I've got some pens in a little pencil case here. So I'm going to use the 08 Gellyroll. if I can get it to work. Hang on. There we go. Sorry, I'm concentrating. There we are. Now we do have dots drawn on the flower, but I haven't done intense enough colour to be able to put a white pen on there. I did speak to you about this a couple of videos ago, how you can't, the white won't show up if you do it on something that isn't really dark. And actually I want those seed pods to stand out, and if I put white elsewhere, then they're just going to sort of look the same as everything else. So so I'm happy with it just being left as it is. So there we go. That's our sort of iris type purpley flower completed. So I hope that was okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a chilled and relaxed day, and happy colouring.